Hey friends, I know HighLevel can be frustrating. It is for me too sometimes. They come out with new features every week. I'm trying my best to put out videos that you can follow and learn how to use HighLevel. I've also got a community where you can sign up below if you'd like to join. If you get any value out of this video, it would help me out if you hit the subscribe button. That way we can keep this channel growing and I can continue to put out videos that help you learn how to use HighLevel. Thanks again, and let's get to the video. Today we're going to get into calendar workflows. Now your current calendar basically just books appointments and shows up on your app. Nothing really happens after the appointment's booked. What you want to do is set up what's called a workflow, so things can actually happen after the appointment's booked. So I'm going to introduce you to two new features. The first feature is opportunities, where you can actually see a landing page of where your leads come in. And the second feature is automations, where we actually make things happen after the appointment is booked. So let's get started. Okay, we're back over here in Monica's account. I'm going to go to calendars. I'm going to go to calendar settings. I'm going to grab the share link, copy that, open a new tab, drop that in. And as we talked about before, this is her current share link. Now very soon we're going to get to websites, and we're going to drop this calendar into her website. For example, if you go to mine and you book a call, my calendar pops up in the web page. You can see another client. This is their main page, and then this is their booking page. So like we talked about before, when somebody books an appointment on Monica's calendar, the only thing that lets her know that she has an appointment is her app. We need to change that. We need to create some automations that send out some emails and let Monica know she has some appointments on her opportunities board. So if I go back here to the system, the first thing I want to do is create a pipeline in the Opportunities tab. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go to Opportunities. And what an Opportunities board is a visual representation of your pipeline. So we need to create a pipeline first. So I'm going to click Pipelines. So I'm going to create my first pipeline. Select Create Pipeline. And I like to create my first pipeline as all opportunities. And the reason I do that is that I want to see on one board all my opportunities that come in using all the features in HighLevel. You can set up colors for these if you like. We're not going to do that right now. And I'm really not going to use this pipeline as a stage, meaning I'm not going to stage people through a pipeline. I'm just going to use this pipeline as a giant board that tells me where everyone is that comes into my system. So my first stage is going to be booked appointment. And I know the additional things we're going to cover in these lessons are going to use this pipeline, so I'm going to add a few more to this. I've added website contact form, website chatbot, and AI agent. These are three ways that I know also that leads are going to come into my system. I'm going to create it. Then I'm going to go back to opportunities. So now I've got my all opportunities board that comes in off of my pipeline we just created. I'm going to be able to see leads that come in off of booked appointments, leads that come in off of the website contact form, off of the website chatbot, and off of the AI agent. Now, like we talked about before with tags, you never want to bring anyone into your system without placing them on a board somewhere in a pipeline. Now, what we want to do is when someone books an appointment with Monica, we want it to show up right here. The way we do that is setting up an automation. So we go to Automations. And the first thing you see when you click the Automation tab is you come into Workflows and you'll see the AI automation feature. We're not going to use this. We're going to learn how to do this manually before we even think about using the AI feature. All the AI feature would do at this point is confuse you. HighLevel also has pre-made templates. If I view all templates, you can see all the pre-made templates that they provide that are supposed to get you started quickly. For example, the customer appointment recipe, I'm going to preview that, and it has preset workflow for an appointment confirmation. The problem with using one of these is it doesn't teach you anything. You need to learn how to do one of these manually before you select a pre-made recipe. So I'm going to X out of this, and we're going to create a workflow from scratch. Now what's important here is that you name this workflow correctly. This is going to be a workflow for your personal calendar. And the reason we need to name it personal calendar appointments is you may have several calendars in your system. You could have paid calendar appointments. You could have training calendar appointments. You can set up as many calendars as you like in the system. You just need to make sure that the workflow name matches the calendar that you're using in that workflow. Now, every workflow starts with a trigger. Something has to happen before the workflow can start. In our particular case, we're going to add trigger. I'm going to type in APP, and the system is going to pop the appointments. What we want to select is customer booked an appointment. Now you can see the workflow trigger. You can see the workflow trigger name, and you can change this. Who should be enrolled in the workflow? Should it be the contact or the contact and guests? If you selected allow guests in your calendar, you might as well select contact and guests. Now we want to add a filter. And the filter is going to be in calendar, and then select the calendar, which is a call with Monica Jackson. We're going to save that trigger. So now when we publish this, anytime someone books an appointment on Monica's calendar, it's going to fire this workflow. Now I'm going to show you a simple setup of how you can make this work effectively without having a lot of different automations. The first thing you need to do, and you need to get used to this, whether you're a solopreneur or you have a team, is to assign a user. So when I select the plus button, I'm going to look down here for assign to user. And I'm going to select the user to assign this to, and it's going to be Monica Jackson. Now this workflow and the contact is assigned to Monica Jackson. I'm going to save that action. The next thing I want to do is to add my 2 tags. I don't want to bring anyone into my system without adding 2 tags. How they came in and who they are. So I'm going to select plus again, and I'm going to add contact tag. Now when I select the tags, none of these are the tags that I want to use because this is a new account. We're setting this up. So I'm going to create 2 new tags. The first tag is how did they come into the system, and who are they? So how they came into the system was Monica's personal booking calendar, and who are they? They're an appointment booking lead. I'm going to save that action. Now I want to place this contact in my pipeline on my opportunities board. So I'm going to hit the plus button again. I can either scroll down and find it, or I can type in OPP. And there are a lot of things that I can do with opportunities, but I always select create or update opportunity. Now this warning tag has been up here for I don't know how long. I doubt if they're going to remove this. There's too many people that are using it, but it's what I select. So now we're going to create or update an opportunity in what pipeline? Well, we only have one pipeline, which is our all opportunities pipeline. What stage are we going to put them in the pipeline? We're going to put them in the booked appointment stage. Under opportunity name, this is information that's going to be on the card when it's displayed to you in the opportunities section. There's a few things I like to put in here. One is the contact full name. So if I select the custom values and go to contact full name, that's going to be displayed on the card. I'm going to put a space here, and then I'm going to put the contact's phone number. Add another space, and then I'm going to put the contact's email. Now these 3 components are going to show up on the contact card when I see it in my opportunities. Now the opportunity source is what can be shown on your dashboard, and it can track how many appointments come in through Monica's calendar. So in the opportunity source, I'm going to put Monica personal calendar. I'm going to save that action. Okay, we've got the system covered, and the information coming in from the booking is going to populate our system the way we want it. Now we need to start communicating with the assigned user. Now some of these things are optional. You may want to do these or you may not. I'm going to show you what I do so I can keep track of what's happening in my system. So when you want to communicate with the assigned user or anyone in the system, you want to send an internal notification. You can type in INT here, and you'll see send internal notification. Select that. Now there's several ways to send an internal notification. You can send it via email, notification through the app, an SMS, or if you have WhatsApp set up, you can send it through WhatsApp. I'm going to send an email. And when you select email, the form will pop up. Now you've got a from name and a from email here. You can modify these if you want to, but you don't have to because you've got an email server set up and it's going to automatically send from your email server. But if you wanted to change those values, this is where you would change them. Now, to user type is who are we going to send this to? Well, we can send it to all users, an assigned user, a particular user, or a custom email. In our case, I want to send it to Monica, who is the assigned user. Now, you have to put a subject in. So this email that's coming to Monica about her booked appointment is going to have a subject line of personal calendar booked appointment. Now, you could set up a template and use it in this workflow, but we don't need to do that for this. So I'm going to scroll down into the body of the message and start composing the message. Now, I'm going to use quite a few custom values in this message. The first one I'm going to use is to the assigned user. So I'm going to select custom values. I'm going to find the user, and I'm just going to put the user's first name. I'm going to put a comma behind that, and the first line is going to be, you have a booked appointment on your personal calendar. The next thing I'm going to do is put the appointment date and time. So I go to custom values. I need to click back here because I'm in the custom values for the user. I find appointment, and I'm going to select the start date and time. So now the booking start date and time will be in the email. Next, I'm going to add the contact info, which is going to be the contact's name, email address, and phone number. This is the information that came from the booking contact form. And the last thing I'm going to put in here is the booking location. You don't know if it's a Zoom call, a phone call, or a Google Meet call. And it's the meeting location. So now when an appointment is booked, the assigned user, who is Monica, is going to get this email. It's going to say, hi Monica, you have a booked appointment on your personal calendar. It's going to pull the appointment start time. It's going to pull the contact name, email, phone number, and it's going to pull the appointment meeting location. I'm going to save that. Be sure and hit the save button each time you add a feature. Now, if your A2P is set up, you can also set an internal SMS. We'll select internal notification again. We'll select the type of notification, which is an SMS. We're going to send it to the assigned user. We can use a template again, or we can compose a message. What I'm going to do is just copy the message I sent via email. I'm going to go back to the last notification and grab what I put in the email and then drop that in the SMS. Send an internal notification. Type SMS to the assigned user, and then paste this in. So now the assigned user is going to get an SMS with the same information. Save that. Now when someone books an appointment, we've got our system covered. We've got our internal notifications covered. Now we need to reach out to the contact. And the first thing we're going to do is send them an email. So now instead of an internal notification, we're going to scroll down to the communication section and send an email. Now we're sending an email out to the contact. We don't need to change the from name and from email. It's coming from our server. We do need to put a subject. Now we could just put, hi, your booking has been confirmed. But we can make this personal and use some custom values here. So I'm going to put the contact first name right here. So I go to the custom values and get the contact first name. I'm going to put a comma behind that and a space. You can enter pre-header data here. And if you want to, you can customize this line also. I'm going to put the username in this text. So again, I go to custom values, select the user, and put the user's full name in there. I'll need to add a space. So in the pre-header, it's going to say your appointment with Monica Jackson has been confirmed. Now at this point, we have our options again. We can do a quick compose. We can start from a smart builder, or you can use an existing template. So I just dropped in the body here the text I use when I send emails to my appointments. It says, hi, contact first name, your meeting with me, or Monica in this case, for appointment start time has been confirmed. I put a short greeting in there. I give them their appointment link, and then I put the user email signature. It's short and to the point and just gives them the information they need. I'm going to save that, and you can send the contact an SMS also. I'm going to scroll down to the communication section, and I'm going to send an SMS. I'm not going to use a template. And I'm going to drop the same information I put in the email with the exception of the email signature. I'm going to change that to the user first name, which is Monica. I'm going to save that. Okay, so let's do a quick recap for what we've done so far. We gave our workflow a name. We set the trigger as the booked appointment. We assigned it to a user. We added a tag. We created the opportunity. We sent an internal notification to ourselves via email. We sent another one via SMS. We sent an email to the contact. we send an SMS to the contact. Now this is everything that has to happen at the initial booking. Now we need to cover what happens after the booking. And I've preloaded this workflow with my workflow so you don't have to watch point and click anymore. We're just going to go over what to do next. So this is the last SMS that was sent to the contact. So what we're going to do is set the system up that one day before the appointment, we're going to send a reminder email to the contact and an SMS reminder to the contact. And you do this the same way. You click add and you add the wait function. So in our case, we're going to wait one day before. So we're going to wait for the event appointment time. When is before, and it's one day before the event. Then we're going to send a reminder email, and it's basically a standard email. It has the user's name in the subject and a friendly reminder. We're going to do the same thing with an SMS. We're going to send a friendly reminder and then have them reply yes to confirm. Then we're going to wait 1 hour before event appointment time. We select event appointment time and 1 hour before, and then we send an internal notification via SMS that comes to the assigned user. Then we're going to send an SMS or an email if you don't have A2P approval to the contact 1 hour before the meeting, and that ends the workflow. Okay, so we've been working in draft mode. We're going to publish this and make it live. We're going to select publish and save it. Then we're going to go back. We're going to go to calendars, go to calendar settings. We're going to grab Monica's share link, copy that, open a new tab, drop the link in, and let's test this out and book an appointment. I'm going to select Saturday at 2 p.m. I'm going to select Google Meet. I'm going to put in a fake name, a fake phone, but I'm going to use this test email so we can test our emails that are sent out. I'm going to click confirm and schedule the meeting. Now the meeting has been scheduled. Now you may have heard I just got a ping on my phone from my GoHighLevel app. And hopefully you can see on the 16th, Monica has a meeting with Jack at 2 o'clock. Now let's go back to the system and see what's happened. I'm going to X out of this, go back, and go to opportunities. And you'll see under booked appointments, there's now an appointment showing for Johnny Walker. It has all the information we defined in the workflow, name, phone number, email. And if I click on this, I'll get all the information about the contact. I can even see the appointment details if I click here. It gives me all the information about the booked appointment. It even shows you the additional info that the contact put in during the booking. From here, you can define tasks. You can add a note to the contact. You can see any payments that they've made and associated objects. We haven't gotten into objects yet. We'll cover that later. This isn't the only place we can see details about this booking. We're going to X out of this. I'm going to go back to calendars, and you can see the booking on your calendar. You can also go to appointment list view, and you can see the booking here. Monica can also see this booking on her Google Calendar. If we open her calendar up, the slot's been taken and nothing can be booked at this time. Go back to the system, and you'll also see it on the dashboard. You'll see one opportunity. How did it come in? It came in off of a booked appointment. We can also go to conversations, and you'll be able to see everything that's happened with this appointment. Now let's check some emails that were sent out. I'm going to go to Monica's inbox. You're going to see she got a new email, and the email that was sent is all the information we put in the workflow. We can check the email that was sent to the contact. One came from Google, and the other is the direct message from the workflow. This is what we put in the workflow to send. There is an error in the conversations. None of the SMS messages can be sent out because this account is not A2P approved. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up with a couple of more things. If we go to contacts, don't forget it's a good idea to create a smart list for your booked appointments. That way you can have a quick list of everyone who's booked an appointment. Also, if we go back to automations, you're going to create quite a few automations, and you really need to get in the habit of creating folders. So I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to call it appointment triggers, and then I'm going to move this workflow over to that folder. I'm going to select the 3 dots. I'm going to move to folder. I'm going to select the appointment triggers, and I'm going to move it here. Now I have a folder with all my appointment triggers. The last thing I want to tell you is you pretty much want to warm up your booking calendar the same way we warmed up our email. These may or may not wind up in spam. So just send your booking link out to your friends and family and let the workflow fire and have everybody check their emails, and you can get a better feel for how this is working.